Hi guys, how you doing?
Hey everybody, it's Wednesday,
Woo.
and it's been a WTF, haven't it?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, y'all said I had an up in the chat. How I do that?
Hey,
Hey y'all.
we are live already, Mel. You just
Okay, I'm about to
just
put
went
my link.
live.
Okay, cool. Hey everybody. All right, give me just a second, guys.
Mm-hmm.
My bad.
It has been a week already, and it's only Wednesday.
I mean, it's just been one thing after another. Well, first, I guess we're gonna talk about Diddy, and then I know there's a few other things that happened, but um. I know a lot of people have been asking because there are no cameras. Just want to start with that, how to follow the Diddy case. And I guess the most comparable thing we have to Thugger Daily would be at Inner City Press, I believe. That is the most, I guess, accurate way to follow what's going on in the courtroom on Twitter. So if you want to follow that, make sure y'all go on Twitter, and it's at Inner City Inner City Press, right?
Yes, Inner City Press. Now, if you can stand it or stomach it, I think they are attempting in some way, shape, or form. Law and Crime is actually attempting to it gets you like it's a live feed, but what it is it's actually a live feed of the outside of the courtroom. And then they have the tweets that pop up as the court case is going on. So it looked like it's a 6 or 7 hour live, but it's really, you got to pay attention. You can't just sit and try to walk around and listen. You got to catch every last one of them tweets, and there is no rhyme or reason when that thing gonna pop up.
No,
Okay.
I think it's best Inner City Press because they showed me the Lauren Klein thing. I said,
Mm-mm. I couldn't do it because I work with, oh, I forgot it was on there. I work with a bunch of screens and noise and TVs and stuff on. So just to sit here and I don't hear nothing but the cars going by in the background, I can't do it.
Yeah, yeah, Inner City Press. Happy I found them. Actually, I need to do my subscription today because I was going to subscribe because I
Yeah.
think it's $5 a month, and he does a little more with the subscription. So I am gonna I'm gonna make sure I do that today.
I didn't realize I was already following him. I'm not subscribed, but I was already following him because that's how I got the updates on the little colorful head boy.
Oh
They,
yes, he talked about that recently. He to Takashi.
yeah, I didn't realize it was the same guy.
Yep, he was
But when
talking
they
about
were talking the colorful head boy and that what the stuff that he was saying inside the courtroom, and people were like, "No, y'all don't know what's being said inside of the courtroom because it's federal." No, he really was reporting it, so people
that.
weren't lying, and it took a while for people to realize that
He's
what was
there.
being said about Takashi was true because they didn't know where the information was coming from. So I just realized today, 3 days into the Diddy trial, that this is the same person that covered that gang case where Tekashi 6ix9ine was a cooperating witness.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, he had a lot of information. We thought he had an inside man. He was
It was him.
it
He
was
is
him.
my man.
Yeah, he is the inside man.
And I actually I like that he pretty on top of it. They're coming through pretty quickly. So it's a lot because you're used to sitting there. So I don't think he's catching everything that she's saying, but as best as he can, he is reporting what's happening in there. But I'm gonna see what's different when you do a subscription. We might get a little more because I've been doing my videos from it, and it's been crazy. It's Inner City Press.
So,
Okay.
I guess the I don't know where you want to start. I mean, I know. I guess we can kind of start with the debate where whether a lot of people are saying they don't feel like Cassie is a victim, that she was a willing participant. And I saw something on the internet that was a really good point, and it was like everybody that's saying that, do y'all not see the video footage from what happened when she tried to leave? It's like,
I'm gonna tell you what my friend just told me. My friend said, "Yeah, but when she said the 6-minute video was way worse than the 15 minutes. The 15 minutes really looked like," she said, "I ain't gonna lie, friend, a relationship. Two people in a relationship having a disagreement." I said, okay. I just think people are having a hard time seeing her as a victim because she stayed for 10 years, because they saw her on these red carpets. For some reason, it is creating a disconnect for people. I don't know any other way to put it.
I think the disconnect is happening because people, when we first were introduced to that video, we were introduced as
isolation.
yeah,
Yeah.
there was domestic violence. We had nothing else but he's putting hands and feet on her. And the only thing we can think of is what kind of man who would do such a thing, her size, her stature, her age. We saw all of these things. But when you really look at it right now, we're not looking at 37, 38, 39-year-old Cassie. Cassie was 19 with a 37-year-old man.
Yep.
When you look at a 19-year-old with stars in her eyes, like think about when Cassie came out. Cassie dropped her album in 2006. What dropped in 04? Goodies. We was all out there hitting our little move. What dropped in 05? Rihanna. 06, she on Bad Boy. She 19 years old. She got the look. It was nothing but stars in her eyes. Nothing about a 10-year deal. 10 album deal.
10 albums. I said she probably was like, I'm
deal
gonna be so
a
big.
37-year-old man. Nothing about that said. You were 19. Think about all the dumb stuff folks did at 19. Think about every young girl that got dropped off by a grown man in high school. Think about every single, she was 19 years old. And I think where people get mixed up is that we thought that was a DV. And now we're understanding that she was trying to get out. What she was running away from was not a temper tantrum. It was not a regular fight. She didn't want to do it no more. And I don't care if she said yes 2,346 times. If number 2,347 was a no, it's a no. It's a no. But I think where people are getting mixed up is going to be when she says that it wasn't bad all the time, that it was a decent relationship at the beginning, and then she did do it thinking, hey, she didn't think this would be regular life.
What they do is this what they do when you become a celebrity? Like, this what I'm supposed to do?
Idea, and then all of a sudden, you working on this more than you working on albums. It's like, wait, I don't really want to do this. But I think when she said, I did it, she was talking as 19 and she was so truthful. I didn't want him to do it with another girl. I didn't want to do it, but I didn't want him to go with somebody else. I didn't want him to leave me. I didn't want to mess up my career. I didn't want to piss him off. But then when she says something like that, and the next statement is, he said he had videos. He said he released them. That's the coercion.
He kept saying it.
He said he was going to absolutely shame her, ruin her, degrade her if she said no. Would you tell him no? You only got one of the 10 albums out. You didn't sign with this man. Then messed around, start messing with him, and now you done made a deal with the devil, and he got real horns and pitchforks and baby oil.
Well, I also think that even a yes can be a no based off kind of what you're saying. I mean, it's kind of like Mel was asking me to pull up the statute. A lot of people don't understand. Sometimes coercion is not necessarily me putting a gun to your head and making you say yes, but it's about me using power. It's just like a lot of times at work when people have these sexual harassment policies, sometimes it's a violation of a policy to have sex with your superior, your supervisor, even if it's not coerced or whatever. It's just because of the simple fact of the position of power.
Yep.
And I think that's the best thing that you can kind of compare it to. It's like, okay, you having sex with your supervisor, all of a sudden you know, it could be the second time and you want to stop, but you're scared to lose your job, and that's
I
all
lose
you
my
got.
job. And you got to think about it. Some people might not be thinking about their job. They might think, if I lose this job, then I can't pay my car note. If I don't have no car note, I can't make it to another job. So if I can't get to another job, I can't pay my rent. If I can't pay my rent, I ain't got nowhere to live. If I like when you start thinking like that, you could see how a slow yes was always no.
I mean, it's just like with the R. Kelly situation, you know, like may not have been a verbal no, stop, but it was never really a yes. It could, I mean, that's just devil's advocate.
My thing is, if you gonna put your big ass feet in my face, I don't know if I'm gonna tell you no either.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because this is not like a normal. You're not dealing with a normal person. You're not dealing with. You got somebody who's sending security after you. You got somebody who is. I mean, hell, he got a baby by the IT woman. Shit. I mean, he's sending his workers after you. He got people whose job is to report back to him about you. You think they want to tell him no? Like you got a whole bunch of people around you that have already learned not to tell this man no. And here you come, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, 19 and without a clue. And all you know is Sierra out, Rihanna out. It's my time. I'm on. Hell, she got a song to say I love to get to on. Like she was 19. She was 19 and ran dead into Satan himself. Now, what I wanted to ask you, Kayla, I wanted to ask, and I might wait, Mel, where you go?
Right.
Because I want to ask the two of you this. In the opening statement, the defense brought up the Mann Act. How do y'all feel about that? Them playing the race card. You know what it is? So they used it. I know Chuck Berry for sure. It's an old law from like 1910 or something. And it was basically saying that if you take a woman across the lines, you said that was Sashay. Listen, y'all know what I'm talking about. But it was basically used to, if you take someone across state lines for the purposes of exchanging a fun time for some money, then you would be arrested. Now, the truth of the matter is, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but it was actually when folks like Chuck Berry went and got somebody he ain't had no business being with, and then he got arrested and jailed for that. So that was the law that they used to lock those men up. So that law is actually based inside of what basically the opening statements of the defense is like. They're going to put that law on trial. This is a successful black man, and this is all this is. Y'all coming after him because he's a successful black man. Do you think the Mann Act applies here? Kayla, does the Mann Act apply here? Because that's what's going to really get at his behind, I think, because somebody did. Jack Johnson, the boxer. There it goes. Can you use? Is this a good time to use this?
The defense has they have some work on their hands, in my opinion. I
think both sides.
I am so interested to see, because Aaron was kind of talking about that earlier. I remember her bringing up the Mann Act. I'm interested to see how the defense will handle everything to try to get around it. I don't know. She said no, but whatever helps them sleep at night. I don't know.
Okay. Let me see. I pulled up the actual indictment so you can kind of exactly see what he's charged with. I mean, this is the actual.
No, I don't know if Diddy is screwed, y'all. I'm going to tell you. I was telling people this today. As I read Cassie's testimony from the last couple of days, I see what the state is trying to do. I'm so eager to see what the defense is going to do tomorrow. Because remember, guys, from their point of view, these are two people in a relationship that like to have some kinky sex. So I'm interested. How are they going to handle this pregnant perceived victim during cross-examination. And I was looking, I took a screenshot because they were trying to bring up text between her and other people. And I don't think they can. Hold on just a second. I'm gonna tell you what it said. And I was gonna touch on this earlier. They brought up Rule 412, also known as the Rape Shield Law. It generally prohibits the admission of evidence about a victim's sexual behavior or predisposition in sexual misconduct cases. So they were saying like texts between her and other people, they mattered. So I don't know what the judge ruled on that yet. So we're going to see. But I'm very interested to see. I can't say, I know y'all hear my videos. And yes, I do think that shit is crazy. But I also am not crazy enough to say, oh, he's going to jail. He's going to be guilty. It is day 3. It's day 3. You can't say that.
Well, it's day 3 on what they project to be 10 weeks.
10 weeks. And
so Cassie was everything for us. The CNN video was everything for us. If Cassie's already on the stand.
Well, she's pregnant. That's why she's there already.
But I'm just saying, if she's already on the stand, they still have 10 weeks behind her. 9.5. Okay.
Well, my friend said she's the only plaintiff. I said, well, baby, if they project a 10-week trial, there has to be more.
Well, the thing is the indictment, if I remember, somebody sent to me because I was like, is it only Cassie? It said like victims like so there's probably more victims, but the thing is they're charging him with RICO, and we all know with RICO, it got to be real loosely close to the Bible where 2 or 3 are gathered. Okay, it's got to be more than one. So
that's why I pulled this up so you guys can kind of read through this, but not one is RICO.
Yep, I read the indictment a while ago, so I'm happy you got it. I need it again because I was telling them, people are asking me questions about the indictment. I said, Lord, we read it when it first came out. I don't remember that indictment, so I am going to go over it again. So this is perfect.
About the enterprise.
And we know, y'all know how y'all found us. Y'all know how we ended up together on that other RICO. Know that RICO only got to have what's the year span? Like the pattern only have to be a couple of things.
This is different too now because we were talking about state versus federal.
Yep, this is a federal right?
Pattern with other people, right?
For federal.
Yeah.
For federal,
it was coercion. They have to show a pattern of it, and they got to show the other people was in on it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I'm telling people like, I don't see a RICO. I'm like, listen to the questions.
Whoever went
her, who was with you? Who in Diddy's staff was in the room? Who came and helped you? Who came and helped you clean up? Who took you to the doctor? Who would give you medicine? Well, y'all know what. Well, who would give you drugs?
So in a federal, it's 10 years over a 10-year period, and you just got to prove the enterprise.
She was with him for 10 years. She met him. See. Okay, TikTok.
And so this in the indictment, it kind of lays out the enterprise, what the enterprise is, means of the enterprise, the members. Combs Enterprise included security personnel.
Yep.
Combs. Talks about how he used financial payments, career opportunities, drugs, victims compliant.
And what is she consistently saying? As Kayla's reading this, what is she consistently talking about? They ask her so many.
She got to be on drugs. She said she had to disassociate.
They frequently ask her about her drug use. What types of drugs? Who gave it to you? And I'm like, people, are y'all listening? They are setting it up. They're asking her.
Who came in? Who helped? Who cleaned it up? I'm telling y'all, whoever ran that little baby bath for that oil.
That came up pretty early, and what she said it was used for, and even the one of the escorts, the stripper, said one time he said they didn't have enough baby oil on.
10 big
He
bottles.
said, listen, add some more.
They had to rip that carpet up. Ain't no way in the world you got 10 big bottles of baby oil, no tear that room up. There is no way. But if you think about it, like, I think this is just like Kayla said, this is going to come down to literally like an office situation, because at the end of the day, her career was in his hands. It wasn't just an A&R rep. It wasn't the person who was over the studio scheduling. It wasn't head of his security. This was the actual executive, the owner of the label that has your next 9 albums. Some of y'all can't even name nobody that got 9 albums. Some of these people don't even have 5 studio albums. And at 19, she signed on for 10 albums with this man. When he did well, who he got on his roster that got 10 albums?
She really, she was young and was probably like starstruck. I know he's going to do it.
You know
He's done it for
I mean, honestly, he could have done it, but he was so busy.
10 albums is really insane. I could see 5. 10.
I mean, a lot of people sign 10 album deals.
Who's signing 10 album deals these days?
This ain't these days. This was a
not even ago. Like even in the 2000s, 10 albums. Like
Mary J has over 10, not with him
forever. That's practically forever.
No, but a lot of people sign 10 album deals. It doesn't mean they stay in them. That's why a lot of artists don't make it, because they sign these big deals and they're in debt. But a 10 album deal doesn't sound crazy to me.
It sounds crazy to me working in the industry. Like that sounds insane. I've heard 5 album deals. People try to sign you for.
Didn't Kanye sign one?
I don't know. I don't want to lie. I don't know. 10 albums just sounds crazy.
Maybe 10's not crazy, but the only reason why it sounds crazy to me because I can't think of anybody who Diddy produced 10 albums for.
I can't think of one person.
They usually tiptoe up out of here before they get to 5. I don't
listen. I'm gonna text my old boss who is a record exec. I'm gonna say, is it 10 albums crazy? I think that's really crazy.
It might not be. Maybe if it was Clive Davis or somebody, he got somebody. He's still scary to me. He's a scary looking person. He looked like that thing off the ring.
He was at those freak offs.
But I'm just saying, like 10 albums. It's not like 10. You don't come out with an album every year. Might be a couple years in between. Like you really might be stuck with this person for 20 years. I just don't. Bad Boy didn't, and that's the thing though. She was only 19. She was. I know y'all said quit saying she was only 19, but I'm like, she just didn't get it, because at that point, it was a few folks with the bad boy curse. It was a few folks that had fell off. Mace was arguing with him about money back then. They didn't have. He was starting to have whispers. He had all the whispers about, and how did Suge Knight end up in this? This is the craziest mess. No, I'm saying produce 10 albums on one person, where I would absolutely think out of my brain. Biggie don't have 10 albums. Craig Mack. I mean, who has 10 albums with Diddy?
Okay, y'all, just got off the phone with my source. He's a senior vice president, been working in the industry 30 years. I asked him, I said, in the 2000s, would 10 albums be crazy? He said, hell yeah, you'd be crazy to sign a 10 album deal. That definitely was control, because I could see 5 albums. I could really see that. 10, you'll never leave, because most people sometimes people take 4 to 5 years to put out an album. And back then in the 2000s, they would saturate an album at least 2 years, 3 years. You're still putting out singles. Now everything is faster. But back then, 10 albums is insane. That was crazy. And that's why, but I get why she probably thought it was great. It's Diddy. She probably felt like
it's Bad Boy.
He's gonna roll out. I'm talented. He's gonna make me bigger than Beyonce and Rihanna. She probably thought that. She probably thought that. No, y'all know I used to work in the industry. I'm like, let me just ask. He the best person to ask. I'm gonna let y'all know one day. He's the best person to ask.
I see what you're saying. I just think that when I start to hear stuff like that now, if I would have heard that back in the 2000s when it happened, I probably wouldn't have thought nothing crazy about it because, I was around that age at that time. So I would have thought, you on, this it, girl.
Let's go.
Listen, I was up there. You see her had us all climbing on top of car hoods and mess. Like we all thought we was going to be there.
Not you wanted to be on the hood.
And then the good thing is, wasn't no camera phones back then. Not everybody had a camera phone that could get you like that. I'm just saying, like it back then, I would have totally thought she did it. There, Diddy, like where else? What would be higher? What would be more to do? Like, but to now think about it 20 years later,
yeah,
he never intended to get 10 albums out of you. You were stuck. And honestly, I look at her stature. I look at her figure. He was grooming you to be the next Kim.
Hold on, y'all. I'm not saying that there are not any people. I am saying 10 album deal would have been a red flag to me. That's what I'm asking it for. Is this was in the 2000s? I was in high school. Is this normal? It would have been a red flag to me. That was the whole point. I wasn't saying there's nobody with that type of deal.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm just saying, I think that a lot of people do that, but I'm not saying a lot of successful people.
Yeah,
but a lot of people were doing that because that was the thing at that time, and I just know a lot of artists were getting sued, were leaving, felt stuck. I think Drake's kind of close to a 10 album deal.
Yeah, they get you.
I forgot who was that. Who was that? I mean, that's what happened
people
with Frank
probably
Ocean.
have. The reason I call my old boss is because literally he's worked for major record labels, Interscope. He's at Rock Nation now, and I'm like, he's seen them. When I worked for him, we were doing deals with people. So I'm just like, okay, maybe, okay, this is normal. 10 is a lot to me for the 2000s, So for Cassie, it was, and then you think about it, y'all. I'm like, what was going on with Cassie that made her be like, yeah, 10 albums. That's gonna be it. I'm still trying to think what. I'm like, me and you didn't do it for me where 10 albums made sense.
I think it might have made sense but you got to think about it. For you to sign something else, something like that, what would they tell you? What would they do?
What y'all think the marketing plan was?
What you already know what it was. You in there singing your heart out. And I don't know tea, no shade. Please don't hold this against me. Some people can sing and some people can sing. Okay. And back then, it wasn't about being able to sing, okay? It wasn't about the range. It wasn't no Patty Kiki range, okay? So to walk in there and have somebody who can hold a tune, who can absolutely entertain you, who can sing, who can dance, who has the look, who can be, set trends, and you have them in there, and all they want is their chance to get into the spotlight. And then Mary J. walk in. I remember when I was like this. I remember this day. You remind me of me. You think you ain't gonna be the next Mary, and Mary just told you look like the little Mary? You already know what the marketing plan is. Somebody big walked in there and said they ain't never seen nothing like this in my life.
I can't even remember a Cassie song. I mean, I know
it's only one. It's only one you probably know.
It's like two, but it's only one.
I mean, I remember them, but I don't remember.
I remember one.
And it's like when people talk about Cassie, I always remember her, but it's just like
you remember her red carpets, edgy look.
Yeah,
I remember me and you. You don't remember her for her music. You just, that's on purpose. That is on purpose.
Oh, me and you.
That's it.
Oh, from the skating rink.
That was the song.
You remember everything else about her because she was trendy. She was
beautiful.
She had that haircut first. She was arm candy. She looked like what should be on his arm. She made him look young. Everybody quit looking that he was about a B cup. They quit looking at his damn beer belly. He was not keeping that just for men going. He was looking younger. And the longer he had a younger woman, the more younger that he felt. supposedly.
I think
We don't
so.
know.
Y'all talking about yes, Kayla, the skating ring.
But everybody kind of knew that song, and then but she got more people. Everybody wanted to shave the side of their head after that. Everybody walked around with the side of their head shaved.
Yeah.
She had more influence fashion wise and creative wise than she did as much more than we knew her for her music. And I think now, I didn't know it then, but now I feel like that was by design as well, because what can you do?
Yeah.
What can you do? Nobody knows your music. Nobody's going to make more music with you. And for them to make music with you, they have to come to me and buy you out of this. You're stuck. You'll never sing again. And for somebody who is a singer and that's their passion, what else do they want to do with life?
Okay. So the next charge, we were talking about Rico. The next charge is the actual sex trafficking. This is kind of what we were talking about, short and sweet, to the point.
I think I'm gonna have to read this on my TikTok for some people. I'm
This
gonna
is
have to read
one. I don't think people understand how easy it is for this trafficking charge.
I mean, look how compared to the Rico paragraph, look at count 2. It is boom.
It's a part in the statute that says encompasses a range of activities. I said they don't even list the activities. Are you hearing that? That's like they don't even list what the range of activities
engaging
are.
in commercial acts as a result of force, fraud, and coercion.
What would be commercial acts, Kayla?
If y'all don't,
anything you get paid to do.
I was about to say, if you get flued out and that man buy you a purse.
Well, that's really the float out part is really going to this too, the transportation to engage.
Right. But if you like,
that's
if y'all remember
Diddy,
y'all remember the guy from Making the Band? Do y'all remember when he got picked up for trafficking?
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly how it happened. Flew somebody out, didn't go like she planned, and she went back home and called the cops on him and said, I don't like him. He ain't nice. He ain't all that. He out there pimping. They said, he doing what? And he flew you out there and he pimping.
y'all flew out it's a saying.
It's a saying. They're like that for real.
They're like flued. It's just the saying.
It's a saying. It's just a saying. Oh Lord, y'all don't really think I could keep my real job acting like that, do you? Listen, but seriously, like if a guy flies you out and that's what's on the menu, and there is funds exchange in some way, shape, or form for that. If the girl, I said, listen, when I figured that out about Chopper's case, that's all it took. He never touched that girl. He actually was turned off by the girl. He said she was twerking and acting a fool in public, and he said he don't get down like that. He like his girls to be a little more quiet, not dancing all up on his cars and stuff. And he said, take your friend that you flew out here, you flew her back. You sent her back where she came from. You put that little birdie back in the air. She can't be here. And when that girl found out that he said, get on, she got mad. And called the folks and said, oh, he's out there pimping, and he flew me out here.
Here are just some of the, I don't know, any ones you guys think that we specifically should talk about.
There are just so many.
It's so many.
I don't know if you want to go on the tweet
I actually
or
saved them.
I go how you want to do it. I think I could start a set of tweets. I don't know them verbatim, but I will say one of the most shocking ones for me in my chat today, because we kind of read them during breaks and lunch, was Cassie talking about how frequently she got UTIs.
Yeah,
with these freak offs
and the sores in her mouth.
We're in the chat. I'm like, she had sores in her mouth, and so everyone was saying it is from people urinating in her mouth, and lo and behold, she said it was friction from all of the oral she was giving during these freak offs. And when I tell you, it's just like thinking about just go look at any video of this woman from a red carpet. No way you looked at that woman and thought that's what the man was forcing her to do. I mean, her saying that she went to celebrate her 29th birthday. She in there partying. She probably twerking. They come yank her out the club because he wants to have a freak off on her birthday. I mean,
these are some tweets about the drug use.
Yeah, that was the scary part when she was able to say so freely which ones like she didn't care for, which ones she liked. But I said, you know what? Not to make a joke of it at all, because this is very serious. But when she said that first one that he gave her or provided for her, the first time they ever had an encounter was on her 21st birthday, and they were on that yacht, and he gave her a blue dolphin.
Here's the part about urinary tract infections.
And I said,
how would you recover from the freak?
Now, and when she started to explain how it made her feel euphoric and made her want to get loose and stuff like that, I said, you know what? They cannot. There's nobody that can deny. You don't have to take one to know. There are songs. Think that Gucci made songs about blue dolphins. These people made songs about what this pill did to them. Is you rolling? Like these people, so you have to understand at 19, she said, and the crazy thing was, I was like, what has this baby been through? Because she said that was the first time she intentionally took something. Like intentionally.
Well, she said she accidentally did it. He had it in some Gatorade. She drank, which
you knew that.
People say, how you feeling? I'm thinking of all of these other lawsuits that have come out and listening to her testimony and then what they've said. The producer said that it was normal for him to put things in champagne bottles, liquor bottles. This was normal. So I'm listening like, okay, that's normal for him. There was a security guard that came out and said the same thing. This is normal behavior for him.
That's a good one, Lady Like Lane, when you said, was she 19 the whole time? We're not saying she was 19 the whole time, but when I think about it.
No, she's saying she was 19.
She was 19 the whole time. I was going to say, one of the ones that stood out to me, and I know there were so many, but one of the ones that stood out to me is when the AUSA said, when did Sean, I love that they're calling him Sean. Please don't give this man no clout. Please don't make this man feel like he's anything but Sean. He needs to feel like a regular person. I don't know who told him to go in there dressed like Cliff Huxtable with them outfits, because that
won't work.
So here goes the part about the birthday.
About her birthday. Yeah, that was the 21st or the 29th. Her 21st birthday. And this was also her first adult relationship. That was the other crazy part.
Road Dog said objection, facts not into evidence. Lady Lane was saying that was a question. Now, Lady Lane, I know it was 10 years. You know that lady wasn't 19 the whole time.
No, well, I'll say this to that. That's one thing that I've been having conversations with friends about this. And one of the things that stood out to me is she said, the AUSA said, when did Sean first hurt you physically? And she said it started in the first year. She didn't start getting beat at 25. She didn't start getting beat at 27, 28. He had already got her, signed her, and then effed her up in the head. Somebody run up on you in a club when you know they with somebody else and just kiss you. The executive of your record label just run up on you in the bathroom. Anybody that come in the bathroom on you crazy anyway. But run up on you in the bathroom, kiss you. Y'all have had no contact with each other, have not been alone, and they just kiss you. Then you don't see them for a while, run into them in a couple of clubs, and then you hang on your 21st birthday, and now all of a sudden you on a yacht with the pill given to you, and you done got real loose. Now you're in a relationship with a 37, 38-year-old man. He knew what he was doing with that Gatorade that you accidentally drank. He knew. He knew what that was going to do to you. But she said, what did she say? The AUSA said, what staffer was present when Sean was physical with you? There was an objection because they said physical was vague. And the AUSA said punching and hitting. So they're already setting it up that when things happen to Cassie, with Cassie, around Cassie, who else is there?
Mm-hmm.
That's the enterprise. Who's helping this thing go around? Who's helping push this thing? But he groomed her from the very beginning, and all she had was stars in her eyes.
Okay, so I mean, that's pretty much where we at with Diddy. Was just we had the testimony from an escort, right? The testimony from the do we have testimony from a security officer or
Yeah,
something?
Israel Flores was
Yeah.
first. He was the security officer. I think they put up an email too that came through of
The
the
hotel incident.
about
Yeah.
the whole incident. And I think we see what the defense is going to do is going to attack credibility.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to attack credibility. And, you know, we see it every day when we're watching cases. Why is this missing out of your report? Why didn't you say this? Why didn't you add that? Why didn't you give this? So
Marcy be interesting. I can't wait to see how they handle her.
This is the email. Not to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Just putting the email up.
Well, that's the email, y'all, of the complaint that Israel Flores responded to, which is somebody saying there's a woman in distress on the 6th floor, and he went up there. Kind of puts that video in perspective as to how they ended up there, what they ended up there for, and the fact that he saw Diddy in a towel, another man sitting on the bed fully clothed, and Cassie is trying to run. Even though some people may say she participated, in that instance, when she tried to run, she was dragged back.
Just Gary said, if I get an email that long, I'm deleting it. Go to hell.
Why are you emailing me all of that if somebody is in distress? Call 911. Why is that why are we getting an email? What if I don't check my email? What if I looked at that and saw it was 5 minutes before my lunch and said, I'm not opening nothing new until I get back from work?
I think people have to understand she was a victim. There's several times she left, and then what did she do? She go right back, leave, go right back. I think the statistic is the average person in a domestic violence issue. They leave 7-8 times before they finally leave. She tried so many times.
I mean, in one part of the tweet, she just kept saying she didn't want her mother to see those freak offs.
Mm-hmm. And I said, for people who are saying, oh, she's not a victim, think about your kids. If someone had some video like that of you and said, I'm going to show it to everybody at your damn job, everybody at your church, everybody here, unless you come back over here. It's like she was in an impossible. It's not like it would be 20 people that would see it if he showed it. No, the whole world, because of who she was, the entire world would see it. The entire world would see it. So I don't get the people. I honestly don't understand people who can't see that she was a victim, or at least understand that she was in a situation that she felt like she couldn't get out of. I've never been in it, so I'm not gonna pass judgment on her, but it's just like, man, it's crazy. I'm listening to it. Kid Cudi's car was actually blown up.
That's all I was getting ready to say. Like, it's one thing because everybody think they brother, they cousin, they daddy. You know, somebody usually has somebody they can run to that they got their back. Even if you get a new man, you like, yeah, you ain't gonna come over here with this. And that man go up.
People say the problem. She probably started off, this is my boyfriend, this is what he wants, this is probably what it takes to do whatever. At some point, guys, it switched from wanting to being forced. And she's literally texting him. You guys see it. Text messages, emails where she's saying, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't like this. It's just.
Do y'all think that Carisha got peed on? Because I know she was saying it at the beginning when she was first with Diddy, and then she went on Shay Shay and said she was just joking.
That girl wasn't joking.
She was joking after he got serious.
Yeah, I think no. I don't even
She
think.
had everybody talking about golden showers and stuff.
Well, she had. I think she thought that was part was funny and cute. I don't think she expected that the backlash
She didn't expect that
after
lawsuit. She didn't expect that
after
lawsuit.
that. What was they said was a post or a tweet she put up talking about I'll have Diddy make you do X, Y, and Z, and then we see Diddy making folk, and it's just like, girl, so you thought it was cute? You think that's cute?
She didn't think that lawsuit was coming out. That lawsuit switched it
She
all
didn't
for her.
think that was happening, so she thought, I'm grown, I can do what I want to do. It was just the other part. She didn't expect that part to fall in her lap.
But Carisha, real gangster. She not finna let nobody. She probably like, it is what it is. I'm out. Do what you got to do, baby.
Yeah, I think that I don't think Carisha expected her run to be so short. I thought I think she thought she was gonna get like his good geriatric run and have her a sugar daddy. I don't think she
Geriatric run.
Yeah, you know how they get when they get old enough. Now you got an allowance, and then it ain't. He can't go every weekend. He got she got flued out sometimes. She ain't go to everything. He couldn't do that every day. He was getting old. He was in here getting towards his sugar daddy AARP phase.
Sugar daddy.
Yeah, so he was just about to get a little sugar. Eventually it was gonna be a little sweet and low, a little splendor. It wasn't gonna be as sweet.
The cat is flying. I wish I could catch what y'all saying. It's literally flying right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that Carisha thought her run was gonna be longer than that. I don't think she thought it was gonna end that quickly, and definitely not like that. And unfortunately, it ended with, you said Carisha was dating Justin before Diddy.
Okay, I'm gonna move on to Tory Lane. So, maybe we'll have some more with Diddy, but that's the basis of it. I mean, the
craziness, but it's only day 3, guys.
Right, that's the problem.
It's only day 3. I can't. People like, well, do you think you're going to jail? I'm like, girl, I can't tell you because it's just day 3. I just know I'm hearing some crazy shit, but I don't know what's going to happen. Tomorrow is cross, and what's going to happen on tomorrow? I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. She'll probably be up there for 2 days.
They're going to have to be real careful with that.
Oh, and somebody said something this right here, because I know that a lot of people think that he had something to do with this. I think this is going to be a good part. I'm excited to see Al B's testimony and see what he says, because I saw something that said he was talking about how it was nothing wrong with Kim. She was a perfectly healthy woman. And then I believe there's a fraudulent medical examiner's report too.
What?
Well, he gone too.
Mm-hmm.
He passed away too. He said that her unaliving was not natural.
Mm-hmm.
And then
there's some messages from her phone where she says he got me.
Yeah, see, it was not natural. And then all of a sudden,
minutes before she died, like minutes before she called, she said, "Got me." Finally,
celebrity ME came back and said that it was the pneumonia, but there was an original. The other thing is, though, I think they're going to go back and look at all of those, because you have to think about it. All of those people with symptoms that present as pneumonia or clots in the lungs and stuff like that, all of that is going to actually, that's all going to kick up dust. It's all going to kick up dust, because you got to think about it. He also was in a situation where other things are going to be, other people writing books. There was other situations going on trying to tell the story of Uptown Records. And you got to think about it. Everybody who has something to do with Uptown Records is gone from a situation with clots or pneumonia. Everybody that was there from the beginning. The only one left is I'll Be Sure. Heavy D is gone. Andre Harrell is gone. Misa's scared to say anything. That was the assistant. Or Misa's scared to say anything.
This is the crazy part right here, too.
Kim Porter was around. She was the.
I've been confused about this, but when I saw, I was like, "Whose side is Al B gonna be on?" I'm confused.
Well, he already did it. He already did an interview saying Diddy did it to him.
Yeah.
So I believe he believes that with his whole heart. And I really
people die from pneumonia all the time. The young, old people die from it all the time. People are just saying she was fine, then she just wasn't.
Same thing with Heavy D. He was
Sorry.
fine. Convinced him to go perform. When he was scared of planes, came back and they blamed his clots on being on the plane.
Yeah, I think that that's gonna be another big pivotal
I
point.
hope. Oh Lord Jesus, I am bad.
Okay,
I,
what
I
you finna
see
say,
him.
man? Okay, so now Tory Lanez. Has everybody heard about Tory Lanez? First of all, you guys, did everybody hear about the stabbing? They said he was stabbed 17 times, airlifted, and was in critical condition. But I think he's making a pretty good recovery of 14 times.
14, yeah.
14.
Okay, sorry, y'all. So sorry. But I think it's so weird how the day or two after the stabbing that this comes out. Is that not ironic?
Someone said, and I hate to be when you watch Karen Reed, you hear so many damn conspiracy theories, okay? But someone in the comments said,
Oh, somebody said that too.
they said he was supposed to be gone by the time this came out. And I said, Lord, it's so close. It's like, Lord.
Okay, we can watch this little clip. Hello,
Daystar.
You know, his daddy be up there like a Baptist preacher.
She fired it 3 times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody. People that he was witness to the conversation Miss Harris had, where she stated she had the gun. She fired it 3 times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody.
Walter Roberts says the statement aligns with another witness who saw 2 women fighting. Lanez is serving a 10-year sentence after being convicted of.
So I just want to know: is this new evidence or not? This wasn't in the first trial.
No, the man just came forward. But the crazy part is, he's saying this is not like her security guard from that night. He's saying he was assigned to take her around when during the trial. She talking in the car with her husband. He didn't have an NDA or anything. So she just yapping away, and he overhears that this is what happened. I'm like, first of all, why are you talking around a stranger? I don't know I don't know what would happen of this. I don't know what's gonna happen with this. Is it gonna change anything? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, so that was sad. I mean, it's still sad that he was stabbed. I heard it was gang related.
Well, did you see the man
Who
who
stabbed
stabbed
him?
him?
Yeah, I saw
He,
that.
baby, he looks like
Looking at him.
he looks scary, and I think he's got a life sentence, baby. He ain't got nothing to lose.
Don't care. He don't care nothing about it.
He
I
doesn't
just
have anything to lose.
And
oh gosh.
And I just want to talk about the DDG thing a little bit too. I mean, just in reference to, it's not really about him. It's just, I think that right now it's just so hard. It's just like all these women and are alleged victims, and it's like it's just so hard to be a victim now because nobody believes you. It's just like no matter what, it's like because everybody is saying Haley or Haley, how you say her name? Hallie is not telling the truth. You got it's like it's a dead split.
It's a dead split. It's their fans, I think. I like both of them. I really do like DDG. I've seen some of his content. I'm gonna say it again. Love what he's done for his family. I wasn't there. And I say what I'm gonna say every time. Let me just see what happens in the case because I can't speak for what's going on. But I will say that I saw that she asked for sole custody of the baby. And that kind of like broke my heart. Whatever y'all got going on, okay, fine. But that boy loves his baby. He loves his baby. And I saw that she asked for sole custody. And I said, damn, what happened that he's just not fit to be a father. I never heard anything bad with the baby. Whatever they have going on, I didn't know why it trickled down into the baby. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen.
I would say in family law, I don't really do family law. I've done a few cases. In every family law case, I've always represented the father. But I would say if if someone is abusing the mother, whether it's physical, emotional, or I mean, I can see if that's really happening, why she would ask for sole custody, because nobody wants to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
Sole custody doesn't mean you can't see the child. It just means that you are the
The primary parent, right?
Yeah, that you just make all the decisions. You have sole legal.
Y'all, what did his mama do? I see people talking about forget his mama. What did
I know there were
Um,
some text messages that came out where she had texted his mom and was like, you know, do you want to see does he want to see the baby? And I don't really know all of it, but and then pretty much he's like, he only want to see the baby if he could see her.
He said that?
He was like, I'm gonna wait for you to be done filming.
Y'all, I will say,
wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. I said I was gonna keep up with it to kind of see what's going on with the case, and I want to make sure that people.
And then he abused Ruby Rose allegedly. It looked like the exact same marks. They were saying y'all forgot about Ruby Rose.
I can't wait to see. I saw like some of the streamer friends. I did see 2 clips of them saying like she would fight him. They've seen her fight him. And I'm just like, what is going on? Because like you said, it's right down in the middle. It's right in the middle. People are saying they saw her physically abuse him and that he was trying to restrain her. That's why she has the marks. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen. What's going to happen with them. I hate it because they're so young, right? They're so young and nobody wanted them to be together in the first place. And then this happened.
I was about to say sometimes, and I think that anybody can attest to it, especially when you're in a situation that everyone seems to be against, or maybe not everyone, because you don't really care about everybody. You really just care about your loved ones. And if everybody that's close to you is so dead set against what you're doing, the last thing you want to do is give them the satisfaction of, hey, you were right. Sometimes before we become big girls and say that, the last thing you need this to present and look like everything you knew it can be. So you might tolerate some things or do some things or allow some things so that people don't get to say, told you so. And with them being young, that satisfaction of not giving somebody the satisfaction to be able to say that might have been more important than what was going on. The other thing I always say for real is, when anybody says something, I always take both sides with a grain of salt, because one thing I will say about anybody is mamas and daddies be damned. Nobody know you like your spouse know you.
Yeah.
When you get in front of your mama or your daddy, you know better. If I got in front of my grandfather, my skirt gonna be below my knees and I can quote that whole Bible. I get in front of somebody else and I can cuss them from here to South Memphis, okay? Like so nobody knows you like your spouse, so I don't feel like his mother should have anything to say about what she went through or not. And just like her people can't say they don't know what they were together in that house, because that's not who he is to his fans. That's not who she is to her fans. That's not who they are to their parents. That's not who they are to their friends. But when you get in that house with your spouse, that's who really knows you. So if somebody is saying he does X, Y, and Z, and you say, I can't see it. That's because he ain't never let you see it.
Look at Diddy. You could have never told me, Cassie, you could have never told me this shit was going on behind the scenes. So I'm like you. It's like, okay, I hear it. I see the pictures, but I'm going to just wait till we see.
It's just like, it's with everybody. Like Michael Jackson, people don't believe, or you hear this stuff. R. Kelly, it's like, nobody really knows. So
I hate that, first of all, I told you I'm big on teeth. The fact that her damn tooth, I'm like, what you was doing? That pissed me off.
What y'all thought about his response with Aiden Ross? Like,
I didn't see it. I just said this in the chat. I am watching trials.
Everybody knew about Diddy. Everybody knew about Diddy.
Everybody knew about Diddy.
Everybody knew about Diddy.
I think we knew about Diddy to a certain extent. Like, we all had a different.
Do y'all think Jay-Z is involved?
We didn't think Pepsi, but I'm not gonna say I was surprised when I heard about the baby oil. Like, we all thought something.
Do y'all think Beyonce and Jay-Z?
I don't care.
Oh, I don't know.
If you think about old Diddy, or even if you ain't know nothing about old Diddy, ain't hear no rumors. If you watch that episode of Drink Champs, you know good and well you thought something after that, and all it had to do was baby oil. You know good and well after that Drink Champs episode, I don't think
The one where Fabulous was uncomfortable.
Fabulous ain't never looked more confused in his life.
I only saw a clip of it, and I saw that clip.
He started calling that man daddy. Listen, the fact that Farnsworth ain't popped up let me know. I thought that's who it was. I just because okay.
Farnsworth somewhere with an NDA and a fat bank account.
Listen, because I know for a fact after you saw it, Fabulous was so confused about life. At that, Fabulous didn't know what
to tell him I'll be your daddy or something like that.
I like the way you say that, daddy. Fabulous said. You know, Noriega was 2 shades to the wind by then, so he was like, well, he tried to come up with nobody can say anything. Then he was lost in the song. He had 2 shots too many, and Fabulous was mine. He was leaving his body. He didn't know what to do. I'm guaranteed Fabulous brain thought he was running, but his legs ain't get the signal. It was the most. I had to stop the TV and say, what he just say? Then that make you believe everything 50 Cent did.
They said he got fired from stealing from J-Lo's closet. That man, what is he have to say?
Was stealing.
My thing is, what other way to discredit somebody where they can't work in the industry if they're supposed to be your assistant? They're supposed to be a stylist, your personal assistant, anything like that. What does your personal assistant do? They got your alarm code, your keys, your cell phone lock, your everything. So if I think you steal, the one thing you can't have is my personal stuff to assist. Like, so I don't know about that. I believe Farnsworth might have got a little strong. He might have said no and stood on it. That might have been a slippery ass fight.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, I think we had a great hour and I am exhausted. I just flew from Hawaii. I'm about to die.
Baby, go to sleep, child.
We
have proven there's a lot going on. Lots to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Go watch that Drink Champs. After y'all watch that, we can.
I've been watching. I watched a documentary on Karen Reed.
Which one did you watch?
The one we talked about. What's it called? Body in the Snow.
Oh, that wasn't my favorite. So
Shannon's watching it with me. He's like, he's so confused. He's like, her lawyers let her do.
It felt like a reality show. I didn't like it. But there's another one on Boston 25 that I think is so much better. It actually, she's talking about strategy. She's talking
why
about
is she talking? And she know they was going to retry the case.
Some people say they think she needed money because she's had to sell her house, went through her 401k. Her defense, her legal team has cost a little over $3 million.
Y'all talk, and this is making me so mad. Miss Dre's talking about, I just seen your nose. I just realized my nose was big, and I'm so sad.
You're right, Kayla. Kayla came up on Mariah's timeline or something. She was like, Mom, Kayla's pregnant, right? I said, yeah. She said, I can see it in her face.
I know my lips are big, my face. Like, and I was on the phone with Grandma Betty. I was like, Shannon said my nose is big. He's talking about, no, I didn't. I said it's gigantic.
We're gonna get a modifier for him.
Right, a modifier.
You're gonna get a modifier for him. You look beautiful.
That is hilarious.
I look so fat. I'm so fat.
I'm sorry, but it's prominent.
How is you fat and we can see your whole figure when you did the It's a Boy?
My butt is so big. My hips is so big. And my
I'm not even pregnant, but when I gain weight, my hips get big, my butt
I
get
look
big.
like
I'm right now. I get it.
It's okay though. And then he talking about you can keep all of that as long as your stomach go back down. I don't want all of this. I don't go bad.
He is a mess. He is a boy.
It is a boy.
It's a boy.
And it's a boy. Oh my goodness. That means your baby girl will really be.
She said she's okay as long as y'all know about. She said I'm okay as long as it don't act like Boss Baby.
Who is Boss Baby?
You never watched the Boss Baby?
Like the movie?
She said because I'm agree with him.
Yeah.
But she said I don't do oh yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. People Shannon always want to talk about
I was gonna read it to myself, but I knew what you was getting ready to click. He probably snacking too now. Okay.
He's talking about it was a picture we took together. He talking about why you got your head on my stomach. I'm supposed to be rubbing you.
He gonna be like Big Unc. Big Unc had all the symptoms.
Oh my God.
The cravings. I didn't have any. Big Unc gained the weight. I didn't gain anything. I think I gained 11 whole pounds with Dallas.
Oh my God.
I haven't gained any weight for real. I lost all my weight because I was so sick.
Yeah, I didn't gain any weight with Dallas, and Big Unc couldn't even play his Xbox. I'm like, I think I'm getting motion sickness. I think the game moving.
Motion sickness.
He was sick for about a week time. Then I figured out. So the second I found out I was pregnant, he was cool after that. But he was jacked up for about a week and a half. He was getting cravings. He was eating up everything.
I'm gonna have a virtual baby shower.
Oh, that's gonna be cute.
Oh, that'd be real cute.
That's what everybody keep asking. I put my registry on Twitter, and people already been buying stuff.
Okay, period. I need to see it.
So nice.
When you going? When is the date
for what?
For the baby shower.
I don't know.
I haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah, I just was doing that because I know a lot of people had asked me to do that, and especially if people are buying stuff off the registry. Let me put the Can somebody go on Twitter and put the link to the registry in the chat? I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, y'all know I don't know how to tweet Twitter, nothing.
Right.
Child, it's gonna take me some time, but I can figure it out.
Kayla Bumpus. That's my name. Okay, I found it. Let's see.
You did? Okay. They said Aunt said it's tariffs on Pampers.
Yeah, my cousin came to me and said there's a lady on TikTok. Her husband, she's 43 and her husband is 50. And they have a 4-month-old. And I guess she's seen him on TikTok. I said, we can beat that babe kid. We can go ahead and have another one. He said, they put tariffs on Pampers. We can.
He said, do we got to send a super chat to join the baby shower? You know how you be, Kayla.
Absolutely. Because why would you be on my baby shower and not sending a super chat?
Make it stand out. You got to make it stand out. I ain't going to never forget that, miss.
Maybe
they beef for the year. I need to go look. They beef.
Oh my God. I deleted the muskrat. Oh, on X. Oh. Yeah, they are still donating to her.
Thank you so much. That's so
much. What is saying strict over there? Got to get some cloth diapers
and some breastfeed. I hope I could breastfeed. I breastfed my first child for 18 months, but I could not breastfeed my second child.
Did you not want to, or she just didn't latch on?
No, I had my breast done.
Oh.
So I had a reduction. My breast was so big.
When you told me, I understood. We were talking about that on my live today. People with those size H bras. I pray for y'all.
Well, I don't got that no more. So I couldn't. I was taking a little bit of it, but this time I'm gonna try real hard, real hard.
This good.
Like I'm a pump. I tried hard, but I'm gonna try real hard.
Well, I say you know what they do though. They give you that snatch back real quick. They give you that snap back. It gets your body back real quick. I did both of my boys, but Lord have mercy. Starting that mess off, you be ready to quit.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well.
All right, everybody. Thank y'all.
I'll be here reading comments all day. Y'all are funny. Y'all just don't stop. Well, thank y'all for joining.
Thank y'all for joining, everybody.
And then I guess for Friday, y'all doing
wind down for Karen Reed. Yep.
Yeah, that's just Karen Reed. That's just all things Karen. I don't know what to call that mess. I don't know what to call that case. Crazy.
I still got to finish videos from today because I was trying to get through the Diddy transcript so that I'll have read them by the time I get over here today. Carrie was boring today. It was all the boring witnesses today.
Okay.
Very, very boring.
Oh, yes. Yes, wine dine on Friday.
Yes, wind down on Friday, guys.
All right. Bye, guys. Love y'all.
Bye, everybody. See y'all later.